So every year we talk to the leading lights here at the IPC, and I'm delighted to be joined again by John Mitchell, who's the president of IPC. Nice to see you again, John.
Thanks, Trevor. Good to be here.
Yeah. So you're also an accomplished best-selling author as well. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
The book is
Fire Your Hiring Habits. That's right.
Fire Your Hiring Habits. There you go. Which has also been expanded into a podcast series, I believe.
Podcast series. Yep. Audiobook. The whole kabang.
Excellent. Okay. So let's turn our attention to the last 12 months with IPC. I mean, what has been, I guess, your key wins and your biggest challenges?
Yeah, so the last 12 months, IPC's had a lot of wins, but let me just focus on maybe 4 of them. So first, apprenticeships. In the US, IPC was recognized as receiving, IPC's education programs have been accepted as an official US apprenticeship program. So now the states with their funding can actually provide that funding to industry as long as they're using IPC programs. But the funding goes beyond just IPC programs. It actually can cover things like if you have a mentor or other education and training programs that are within your company already and help defray some of those expenses.
Excellent. So
that was one. USPAE, which is a subsidiary of IPC, was able to award over around $10 million to various organizations to advance various technologies and electronics. That happened late last fall. Additionally, in the European Union, we were very successful in getting advanced packaging included in the CHIPS efforts going on in Europe as well, so very happy to see that happen. And then finally, announced just in the last few days, IPC's training programs, 10 of them have been accredited by ANSI and are the only electronics training programs to receive ANSI accreditation.
Really?
So yeah, a lot of great things going on.
A lot of things happening there and giving you credibility. That's excellent. It's a time of change at the moment. Every major industrialized country is pretty much looking at electronics manufacturing as a key strategic requirement. So how are you finding, how is IPC managing to help its members with this?
Yeah, so as you say, electronics is pervasive. Name an industry that isn't using electronics, right? So it's affecting literally everything. And as we're trying to find more effective ways to produce and manufacture electronics, the world is looking at this. So depending on where you're at, whether it's Eastern Europe or Southeast Asia or Mexico, there's a lot of growth in electronics manufacturing happening in these lower cost manufacturing areas.
Right.
And when you are expanding into new areas, you need people.
Yes.
And so a lot of what IPC is trying to do is trying to help raise the capabilities of individuals wherever they're at in the world. So that's one of the ways that we do that is really on the workforce side.
Okay.
And helping certify, train, et cetera.
Yeah. I mean, as you say, they are migrating to some of these lower cost countries, but it's not just a case of lower cost. I mean, in the case of places like Mexico, they've got more free trade agreements with any other countries in the world.
Yeah.
So it's easier to get products in and out. I mean, I know from the electronic supplier side, there's a couple of oven manufacturers, for example, that have started manufacturing ovens down in Mexico.
Yeah.
Not just for that market, but for the European market, because it's easy to get them in tariff free.
Yeah. And the whole trade piece, I mean, it's a very complex supply chain, a very fragile supply chain, as we learned during COVID.
Yeah.
But with the various tariffs that are enacted by country challenges, the more flexibility you have in terms of moving things through countries that have agreements that allow that to happen more simply, the better. So yes.
Absolutely, I agree. So as you mentioned earlier, you're a big advocate of educational programs. Do you feel that we're actually meeting our goals and needs for the future?
So I think we're starting to meet those goals. These goals are very, very large. We'd like to have much broader, a deeper pipeline, for individuals coming into the industry. We're trying to create stronger pathways. There will always be a need for upskilling, whether you're trying to do the latest thing like AI and how to use ChatGPT or things like that. Yeah. So this is a never-ending problem, but we're making more progress faster. But the job is not done.
No, no. Are you finding it easier? Are more young engineers or young students, should I say, getting interested in considering electronics as a career?
You know, it's interesting. Yes, short answer is yes, right. But they don't know where to go. And so we've created some tools like our Careers in Electronics website, which lists like 60 different types of careers, what those involve, what salary they can make, what kind of education they need to get into that, right. And even have little videos of people in those careers sharing with, so they can get more exposure to it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, what are your goals for the next 12 months?
So, in addition to doing all the things we're already doing, right? So keeping up on our standards, keeping up on our certification programs, advocacy programs, which are frankly doing great, and we hope to see them continue to advance. One of the areas that we're really focused on trying to help the industry with, in addition to workforce, which we've talked about, is sustainability and advanced packaging. Those are probably the two biggest ones, also in design. But we're really, the industry is about ready to go through a giant upheaval with sustainability.
Yes.
From how we manufacture to how we design to how we deliver and talk about our products. And IPC is working with industry to try to help respond consistently to those needs and prepare the industry for the future as it goes forward in that. Right. Because frankly, if we thought moving to lead-free was a big deal, well, imagine that in every aspect of
well,
the
it's already
here
to an extent, because if you look on any of these trading sites, companies are being rated on their ESG and sustainability capability.
Right. It's all about that. But you'll see more of it happening. I'm just saying, over the next 5 to 7 years, you will see a massive transformation, I think, in how we report, what we report, and how we talk about electronics.
Right. Yeah. And again, we have a panel discussion on that tomorrow, so it's going to be interesting to see some of the feedback coming on that topic. Yeah. But for now, John, I want to congratulate you on the work you've done so far, and of course your book. And thank you very much for coming in and talking to us today.
Always a pleasure.